These are the things you have to keep in mind when actually packing your app to upload to Play Store, right? So the flag we have been using is actually the debug flag. Let me actually talk about Apple developers. So if you end up for some reason, for some unfortunate reason, decided to go for Apple or make app for Apple, I'll tell you sorry in advance because you're going to meet a lot of roadblocks. I'm not discouraging you though; it's still your choice, but I'll still tell you sorry in advance because I went through that route and I saw shiggy, like I saw a lot of messed up type shit. If you want to see what I saw, it's left for you. If you have an easier route, cool, right? So Apple's own is that we don't use Android Studio like it states it's Android Studio, right? You don't use Android Studio for Apple. It's basically Android Studio. It's in its name, Android. There is no Apple. It's not Apple Studio. So Android Studio is just for Android apps uploaded for Play Store, and that's the full stop. You don't need to extend it from there. Apple, on the other hand, is that you have to have an Apple device, and that's the most heartbreaking part of Apple development, right? You have to have a MacBook and an iPhone, iOS device, whatever they call it. I don't give a shit. So you have to have those two shit, right? The good thing of already having a Windows device like me, which most people have, is that you can just go on and start developing an Android apps. Nobody's stopping you, nobody's warning you, nobody's capping on you. You just keep moving. The road is actually straight and free. You don't need to, there's no kind of obstacle, it's not shaky. But Apple, they have this top tier requirement that you have to have a MacBook. And I know that not everybody has a MacBook. Some people have, don't get me wrong, but not everybody. I don't have a MacBook and I don't plan on getting it anytime soon. Like everything is closed source. And I hate using anything closed source. So that's number one. Keep that one in mind. So you have to have a MacBook and an Apple in order to kind of make Apple application and Apple software. Basically anything that is related to Apple. Just have their ecosystem or whatever. So here is where the problem comes in now. If you have a Windows already, like I said, you can just start making an Android app. There's no kind of requirement or whatever. Like just straight up. But you cannot make an Apple app with Windows. I'm actually speaking to those people that are already planning to develop Apple application with Windows, iPhone application with Windows. So just trash that idea, put it in the trash. Yeah, it will be easier for you now. Just bin it so that you won't be hearts broken along the line. Just put it in the trash. It's not going to work. Trash that idea and forget about it. If you want to do anything about Apple, make sure you have their device, their ecosystem, and whatnot. Right? So that's how it actually works on side of Apple. They make things difficult for their developers. They even the right job making it difficult for their developers. So it's a kind of characteristics of Apple as a whole. They like making things difficult. They will never make something that will benefit you. You're the one that will always be paying them. No matter what you, no matter the strategy you use, you always be paying. Apple will never pay you. But I can list like a lot of things. YouTube pay, Google can pay you. Like I won't say YouTube by mistake. YouTube is one of them. You have AdMob, right? You have Play Store, apps on Play Store. Like they give you free will to do a lot of things. Apple will never pay you. You're going to be the one paying Apple. So it's that unfortunate. The only way you can get money from Apple, like you can make your app premium subscription when people that know this. And at the end of the day, they will give you the money. Like every month you get your money and stuff. But you still be paying Apple constantly. So I know you're actually wanting to know how you are going to be paying Apple constantly. So first of all, for starters, if you want to open a console account, let me just open a Play console right real quick here. I think I have one open over here. So yeah, this is somebody's Play console, a client's Play console. I'm going to blur out this shit so that you're not going to it's not going to leak, right? I know. Let me just go back real quick. So this is a client Play console account. This is one of the apps I uploaded for them not so long ago. Yeah, it has been long, 15 of last year, 2025. But it has been long. But this is still in the test mode. I guess people are still testing it. So it's not actually they're not actually running ads to kind of um get it in the front of customers and all that shit. So I'm in a Google Play console account, and the thing about Google Play console accounts is that you actually have to open it and you have to pay once. You have to give them 25 bucks one time payment for that account, and you can use it as much as you like. No limit, no cap, no recurring payments, nothing, no shit like that, right? But we can't say the same thing with Apple, which is unfortunate to say the least, because Apple must find a way to drain you. Remember what I said. So every month, sorry, every year annually, you have to give Apple almost 100 bucks. So it's 99 bucks, but let's round it up to 100. So you have to give Apple annually 100 fucking bucks every year to actually keep your life app alive and actually be able to upload new apps, which is unfortunate to say the least, man. I can't imagine paying to upload. Like, it's messed up, right? It's really messed up. I'm going to also show you more things, and it's less for you to actually choose the one you want. But at the end of the day, yeah, the one that's going to make the decision and whatnot, right? So that's how the shit is, right? That's how the shit is. So like I said, Play Store, 25 bucks one time payment. You don't need to pay them again. App Store, on the other hand, you owe them as far as you're a developer. In fact, even if you only have one app there, you will keep paying them. Even if it's a free app for people, you keep paying them. You keep paying them every fucking year. You just give them 99 bucks to continue uploading new apps and to even keep the already existing apps on your account that might be doing well. You have to keep it alive by giving them 99 bucks every year annually. It's bizarre. I don't know for you, but it sounds bizarre to me. It's not the same thing in Android. Now, tell me why I have to don't have anything to do with app. Like, it's weird. I've actually developed an Apple app. In fact, this app you are seeing over here, I developed the Apple version of the app, and that's when I saw all those red flags, and it was messed up. Shit was messed up, man. I never had it coming. You understand the kind of scenario where you are just doing, you're just going for preparing for something or doing something, and you are hit by all the unexpected shit, right? All the unexpected shit that you never think that will actually happen. That's exactly the scenario over here. So another point I want to make for you to keep in mind is that when, like, okay, I've made the point of the development hardware. You can develop Android with Windows, but you can't develop Apple with Windows and stuff like that. So the last point I want to make before we go over to the next important stuff requirement before uploading to Play Store is that um there's this thing called testing. Let me go to Play Store and show you real quick. So if you come to our Play Store, you see this place that says test and release, right? So let me hit let me go to open test and see what they show me. Uh so the network is kind of garbage over here. All right. So this is the open testing. This is where you actually pre-test your app. When I mean pre-test, it's a kind of closed source closed testing where you actually invite a limited amount of people to actually test your app, right? Yeah, internal app sharing, internal testing. Yeah, this is it. Sorry. So this is the internal testing. This place you actually create new release, invite a couple of people, if a handful of people to test your app and give you feedback. This is the testers I have. You can add up to 100 testers. I never had a test at the time I did my own because Google makes things easier. You actually have options if you don't want to use this internal testing. Unlike, I can't say the same thing for another group of individuals that call themselves Apple or something. So you can actually add 100 testers over here if you want to use the internal testing function, but I didn't even use it, right? But I want you to keep that at the back of your mind in case you want to use it at some point. So you can actually use the internal testing. Apple actually have App Store actually also have this internal testing feature. But that's not the point I want to make. But I want you to at least keep that one in the back of your mind that there's this kind of testing going on, and you can actually use it. So you can actually use the testing and call a couple of your friends, send them the app, tell them to give you feedback and whatnot. But the problem is, what about a situation you don't want to use that internal testing, right? As I showed you on the Android side of things, let's go back to Android Studio. Like I said before, if you don't want to do testing, that internal testing for using Play Store, you can just do the signed APK and generate a signed APK and send to your friends, like a complete APK, not the .abb extension. Just do the APK and send to your friends. Xander it to your friends. We Xander stuff, right? You use Xander or any other application to send to your friends, and you can have a kind of offline closed testing where everybody will give you feedback instead of going to the hassle of going to this place and adding individual testers up to 100 or whatever. So that's the second option Play Store has to make your life easier. What will obviously make things so easy? They are obviously inviting to developers to develop more with their platform. Well, I can't say the same for some group of people that says they are called themselves Apple, right? So Apple made it in such a way that if you cannot use that internal testing, you're cooked. Like, yeah, there's no two ways about. There's no alternative. There's no plan B, man. You're fucking cooked. And as somebody have developed an Apple software before, I saw the hassle, and I saw like it was hell using the internal testing, right? It was so bad that it was at that point I knew that you couldn't even Xander iPhone apps like Xander Android apps. Like that thing is very useful. It's actually a basic functionality for people, but it's very useful. To Xander, if you're a developer, you understand where I'm going. If you start vibe coding, you start seeing things for yourself. So you start making your own decisions and comparisons, right? So you can actually Xander Apple apps like you Xander Android apps. I don't know why. I don't fucking know why. Like why they don't allow it that way. Like what the fuck? You cannot Xander apps that are still in. Like you cannot like pack it like APK like we just did for Android and Xander it. Like why? Why? What was the reason behind this? Even between Apple devices. Okay, let's assume that they are avoiding Android, which I feel that that's why they are making being restrictive. Okay, between Apple devices, why can't you use Xander apps um that you're actually building? Like why can't you use Xander? Is there any reason about behind it? At the end of the day, I didn't see any reason, like any tangible one at least. On my own end, shit is fucked up. So you see the problem. You have to go through that internal testing, which is not actually easy. It's not an easy workflow because you have to go through that internal testing and you have to find some of your friends that have an Apple device, iPhone basically. And those of your friends must have an App Connect account. You see how stupid this thing is going. You see this the irony of this whole thing. Like they're not developers, man. Some of these friends that we have might be just called casual friends that do other stuff that even work in local places and from just that they have an iPhone. And you want to take advantage that they have an iPhone for them to test your app, test run your app, then they will have to go to the hassle of having an App Connect account. Some of these guys we're talking about are not technical, but they are being forced to go and open an App Connect account just for you to send them an invite using that App Connect account they opened and for them to accept. Like, look at the work. Is it encouraging? Look at the workflow. What's the output, man? The writing on the wall is like just leave this ecosystem and just go to the easiest one. Nobody in their fucking mind will want something difficult, right? Even I don't know, even a mad person won't want even madness don't even need difficult routes. But these people will find the I don't know the best strategy to make things difficult for you. They'll make sure they drain you. You're not getting anything from them, and they'll still make stuff difficult for you. So I don't know, man. If I was a developer, I'm obviously, which I am. I'm not choosing Apple. I'm never making Apple apps again. That one I made for this application is the last one I'm going to make. It's not going to happen again, at least from my end. So I'm trying to put it out there for you to actually make your decision at the end of the day, because I'm not going to make it for you. Yeah, I want you to know that this exists though, but at the end of the day, if you take a decision to go any route you want to go, it's left for you, right? So that's the difficulty Apple actually makes things. Like it's messed up. So that's the end of that one, right, by the way. So the next one I'm going to tell you, which is the most important one that actually dragged me with Play Store, is that because one thing about Play Store and App Store do it as well. If you submit your app for preview, I don't know where I can find it on my stuff over here where you can submit for preview. Um, I don't know. It's not here. I don't have any open app to publish. But basically, if you want to submit your app for preview, um, and show the requires outline for your app, or the version. You upload the pictures that you want to use it for Play Store and all those shit, and you send this for to be submitted and to be live. There is this human, or would I call it a customer service or human? I don't know. A human. I'll use customer service from Play Store that will actually review your app and check out stuff, right? So there is this thing I was stuck in, which I'm going to show you real quick. So that's the only problem I was stuck for a long time, right? I was fucking stuck in that problem for a long time. So give me a minute to show you what it is. So right, it's open with my face unlock. So let me bring my mic over here so you can hear me real quick and you can help me hear me loud and clear. So there is this app I did for a client. Like this app you're seeing on my screen. I've already showed my screen. This app called Celia. So I have the first version on this tab to tell you everything has an evidence. I'm not here to make up numbers and tell you shit that doesn't exist. I can see this app over here, and I can click this Celia shit. So you can see the app over here. It's over here. If I click on this shit app, it opens the splash screen, right? So if you look at if you look at um if you look at this screen, there are two links over there at the top. This one is not important. I just had to put this one so that I can get more opt-ins, more new users to the website so that they can register and stuff like that. But you see this one that says delete my data. I don't know how to explain this shit, man. It gave me PTSD. How do they say that shit? Like I was almost losing it because they keep returning my app for me and was like, this shit is not there. This shit is not there. I was like, what? How can I implement this shit? Right? Before I got this shit wrong, right. I had to go implement iterate over and over again. So the good luck you're having now is that I'm going to tell you you don't need to go through the hassle because I've already gone through all those shit. So there's no need of more people suffering. So this delete my data is actually a link that users can actually go and delete their data, request their data to be deleted. You must put it in the splash screen of your app. You can put it somewhere, make it tiny or whatever, but make it some a little bit visible. Just just make sure it's in the front splash screen. If you like, make it tiny, but just make sure it's in the splash screen. All right. If not, they're not going to approve your app. They are not just going to approve your app outrightly. So if I click on delete my data over here, let me click on it real quick. I don't know, man. I hope this first version is not broken. All right. So it's going to take me to the site for them to actually revoke ownership, right? I think it's open in old tabs. All right, it's open. So this is how it must look like because I actually created a site and I submitted and they keep returning it for me. The reason being that my statement wasn't clear. Like I have to be clear that this is the form for them to impute to delete the data. It must be clear as can see delete your account and personal data, Celia integral coach. I was clear. If this thing is not clear for any reason on your own, they will return it for you. Right? They will actually return it for you, and it's not a fun experience to iterate something and you don't know where the problem is coming from. They will be actually descriptive with you and be like, yeah, this is where the problem is coming from. But if you don't actually do the required correction, I mean, it's an infinite loop on your end. You keep reviewing it. Why they don't give a shit. They have a lot of I don't know personnel that will do it in 3 hours or something. But you're the only one at the receiving end, so you have to do it once so that your problem will actually reduce drastically. So if you come here, you have to make this form. Have to put the heading form to request account deletion. Just basically make it descriptive for even a 5-year-old to know that this is where to delete my account. That is exactly what they are trying to tell you to do. Because if you make it like technical or try to over design it and nobody, and for some reason they feel like even younger generation or younger status or whoever cannot debunk what you're doing here, they will send it back to you. So basically, you have to make it descriptive. And the second part of this thing is that not only that you have to create the form to delete the data, you have to actually show them the how to delete the data. I can say this is the home screen of this app that I showed you. So I had to point to, you have to use arrow. They will even tell you to put this arrow. Man, these guys are going to, they're going to tell you to put this arrow. It's weird to point at this shit location to basically hold their hand and point them on how to delete their data. So they are going to give you this stress. So, but now you're watching this stuff, you are not going to go through it because you have basically, I've basically seen what I'm doing here. So you have to put the steps outline or have the release data, and you have to use virtually to give point them the particular link. So in case you made your own tiny, you have to circle it and point it, circle it and point it and be like, yeah, this is the link to delete my data or delete your data, whatever. And you have to, yeah, put the steps to follow. What data we collect. You have to state the data you collect. These things you are seeing, you have to, if you miss anyone, you are going to repeat it. And this is not a joke. If you see my face, you will see the amount of seriousness. If you miss any of this codum or any of this heading or any of this section, they are going to repeat it over and over again and until you are tired. The good thing about this stuff is you're going to do it once, right? If you do it once and it's approved, the updates, if you are updating the app, you don't have issue again. Even if you are updating, you're uploading a new app that is completely different from the first one, you already know the requirements. You won't have to go to that backlash of do this, do that one. So I have to put what data we collect. Let me actually increase the brightness of this thing so that you see what's going on. All right. So you have to put what happens when your data, when you delete your account. You have to put it. You have to tell them what happens when the account is deleted, the process you take, whether you take time to delete a data or you could delete it instantaneously. Um, yeah, that's basically it. Have to be as descriptive as possible. If you miss any of this, I don't know, formats, or you can use your own format or whatever, but make it descriptive as possible. If you don't make it descriptive, they are basically going to return it for you. So that's what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to make over here. Right? Let me just minimize this thing real quick. And all right. So that's how it actually is. So this is how they will need you to state all that shit. If you don't state it that way, you're basically going to repeat it over and over again. And it's not fun doing something over and over again. At least I'll tell you that from my own experience. So that's basically it. That's basically everything, I guess. I don't think it's any other information, man. So another thing you have to just keep in mind, just it's not about consuming this content and knowing all this shit. Just the best way to be a vibe coder is to start vibe coding, right? Just go there and start vibe coding. So that's basically the totality of what we have, right? Everything has been broken down. Everything has been explained. It's now your duty to go and actually start vibe coding. Not I watched the tutorial. I have the video now. I'm now an expert vibe coder. You can't be an expert of anything by watching videos, right? It doesn't work. It's even better you actually start vibe coding and start making mistakes than you just relax. Because if you relax, you can never beat somebody that makes mistake. Mistake is actually the checkpoint of actually learning. If you don't make mistake, if you don't fail, you don't pass. If you don't fail, you don't succeed. You have to fail. People are afraid of failing, but you have to fail. It's a kind of, I don't know, you have to fail before you succeed, man. You cannot beat somebody that fails. The thing that failure, you can avoid it after avoiding it. And no, it doesn't work that way. If you don't, you can't beat somebody that failed many times. They have known the in and out of the business, the in and out of the development, the in and out of whatever they are doing, and you want to beat them from nowhere, you're wasting your time. Just go and start vibe coding actually. Yourself, pray that you even fail because that's a sign that you're going forward. Because if you just, well, you can actually one shot it and just do your first vibe coding and you don't have any problem. It's actually possible, but I doubt that. I doubt that in any workflow. So that's basically it. I don't think we have any other thing to say over here. It's basically everything you need to know based on vibe coding, practice, upload in Play Store. I already have like yeah, I have like I already have like around 8 apps in my own Play Store. This is not my account, it's a client's account that I work and upload apps for them. I also have my account which I'm having issues with the change password, which I'm going to change it soon at some point. Of course, I'm going to upload this app I used for this whole tutorial. Oh, you think it's going to be a waste? It's not going to be a waste, man. It's a full functional app. I'm going to upload it to my Play Store, which will make it mine. All right. There are already 8 apps there. Uh, It's making around, let me call it, 6,200 USD a month. So let's rally it up to 6 grand. So minimum is $6,000 a month for just having 8 apps. I'm not updating them. They're just productivity apps. They're already there. 6 grand, man. Just imagine what you're missing. And you don't need to go and check it and be like, what's going on? Like, it's already there. You only update it if you want to update it, right? It's not like it's a forceful something. Go and update your app, and if you don't update it, we'll take it down. No, 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 no. It's there, man. The payment is there. The workflow is there. It's like a setup automation every month, 6 grand. 6 grand is that barest minimum. Like, I'm not saying 5 grand and below. It's just 6 grand. In a good month, we are talking about 11 grand, near about, right? So you see the opportunity you're wasting, and yeah, you'll be like, I'm not a developer. Now you don't need to be a developer. You don't need to know anything. Just know how to communicate with anybody, like how you talk to your friend, how you communicate with somebody. Just know that workflow and you're good, and know the strategy you are showing. Because even if you know how to speak English and know how to write English, and you don't know how to vibe code the app, which is this strategy I'm showing, because that's the main thing. If you don't know this workflow I'm showing, I'll just, like, this is basically what you need to know to vibe code an app. If you don't know it, that's the problem. So that's exactly why you're actually watching this course, right? So that's basically it. That's the end of, yeah, that's the conclusion, man. That's the extreme conclusion. We don't have anything. Everything is actually have been deciphered, right? If you actually have a question, further question along your vibe coding pipeline, and you have to want to ask me a question, if you've purchased this course, you'll see my contact details, basically WhatsApp. You can always reach out to me and I'll reply to you endlessly. I'll always reply to you in your vibe coding issues and anything you are coming across, and I'll always walk you through. So that's basically it, and that's basically the end of this whole course that has been so long that I have to go and edit it myself. It's giving me PTSD already because I hate editing. How there was an app like Kusa that you can use to vibe edit stuff, vibing stuff. Everything should have an app to vibrate. We have vibe voice that actually vibe. You can just make nice voice with AI. Everything can be actually automated with AI at this point. So that's, by the way, is the end. We come to the end of this whole course, and I hope you actually start vibe coding, not to just watch and relax. We are not doing watch and relax over here. Put in the work and see it for yourself. I don't need to tell you, right? You see people doing YouTube, they're already making it, getting money from it. You see people doing even something as common as X, and being on Twitter and tweeting, they get paid. Now imagine an app you do and put a paywall and people download. That one is actually a lot of money, because each app, minimum of premium you can put is 5 USD. That's if you want to go the lowest. That's the minimum. You can put more than that. So imagine that you have like 50,000 people, that, like, you have 50,000 people is the easiest thing to get. If you go to Play Store, you will see millions, million download. Um, how many billion download? Millions of download. Like, it's common there to have a million download on Play Store, for even for businesses you don't even know, you have not even had their company before. Some of them are not even businesses. Let me just bust the mind now. Some of those people are just single-handed individuals that just have a lot of money and they keep making money. Think that it's business behind the app. It's not business, right? It's pure individuals. Most of the owners of app are individuals that position themselves and kind of marks themselves as businesses and be like, they'll even have a business email me and as this shit. All those money is going to somebody's pocket that is an individual. And ask yourself, why are you missing out, man? And I'm basically in the low end algorithm of making. I mean, I have like 8 apps and I'm making 6 grand minimum. I'm supposed to be making like at least 20 grand, but I don't really give a shit because I have more ideas to make to an app, and I also make apps for small businesses. So unlike you, we are different. You have to focus, there's a focus on your own app and just make app and make a lot of money from it, and make sure you milk that app as much as possible. And at some point, you have to just quit what you are doing, because whatever you are doing, I mean, imagine making 6 grand a month. I don't know what you are doing, but both of us know that 6 grand is more than what you are doing. So unless you're actually doing something that doesn't, I don't know, man. 6 grand is for 8 apps. 6 grand is nonsense. Like, you can make 100K for just one app. Everything is just advertisement, position, and everything. So before I call it a day, before I call it the day and end this, um, because I have to show you something on how to promote your app, right? So give me a minute. Let me open my Play Store over here as usual, and I hope my face unlocks it as usual. Yeah, it unlocks it. Right. If you come to Play Store, right? If you come to Play Store like we did over here, you you don't just dump your app in Play Store and hope that the algorithm will actually push it, especially if you're a starter. People that can do that thing like it's people that have been on the platform for a very long time. They can just dump their app and the algorithm will just push it up. It's just like any other algorithm. If you are a big account or big whatever, you don't need to run ads. You're big already. But as somebody that is already is starting newly, see, let me go to Play Store real quick. If I open Play Store here, as you can see, this is the first page of Play Store, right? You see these apps over here, you have to run ads. And if you run ads, don't go and run ads on Facebook. Or maybe you can run on YouTube. It works. But I don't know for Facebook. Running ads on Facebook. Every platform no has the kind of ad that works there. Facebook is it's a kind of marketing ad for maybe other kind of business, it's not application, man. It's not that you can run application ads on Facebook. It's just that it's not ideal, in my own opinion. That's my own opinion. So you can just run ads on Google so that if you look at my Play Store, these apps over here are kind of sponsored apps, right? Let me go to games. All these ones over here are sponsored. If you pay for sponsor your app, basically to run ad for your app, right? Your app will be pinned here. You know what that means? It means that anybody opening Play Store will be forced to see your app. So they don't have a choice this time around. They'll be forced to see your app. And let me give you a finding about the research I made that is mind blowing, right? People actually follow crowd, right? People actually follow crowd. People like what is trending. People don't have. If you think people have direction, you don't have direction. They just you will be looking at people and be like, yeah, they have direction. They will do. They will do. They are people are like puppets, man. What you have to do is take advantage of them. They already made system. It's not your fault. You have to take advantage of system, which is to your advantage. So let me give you an example. You see somebody having followings. Maybe if you start a new channel in whatever, you won't have followings. So like it's hard to get followers. Sometimes it's hard to get views and stuff like that. But anytime you kind of blow up, some kind of situation happen at some point or whatever, you kind of blow up. An incident happen, you blow up. Most people will start following you. They're not following that they know your content or they like you or they don't even know who you are. They are just following the crowd. Okay, this guy is blowing up. Let's just follow the trend. Let's just follow. They don't even know where the way they are going. People are just stupid, man. I'm sorry to say this, man. A lot of people are just they're stupid, man. Let's just follow. It's just what is trending, what is trending, what is trending. Nobody is actually having a direction of I want to do this thing because I want to do this thing. So that's how the world is unfortunately is because of the social media. Social media may contributed immensely to the situation of this shit. So you have to take advantage of that loophole, right? You don't complain on how they are. Just take advantage in every situation you are. Just take advantage of the loophole. Just make it your job to take an advantage of that loophole. It's actually an advantage for you, right? So what you have is actually kind of pin your apps on that run ads for your apps on Play Store and pin your apps on that their dashboard. People seeing it because if you're publishing on Play Store, as a place, they will give you an opportunity to choose countries you want your app to be available. Normally I used to choose all countries, right? Normally your apps, yeah, you'll be targeting top tier countries. If possible, save remove lower countries like Niger Republic and all those countries. You can leave them dead for all the whole world to see. But if you want to be specific, you can just focus on top tier countries. So what you do is run ads. Google will actually pin your apps over there. And if they pin your apps, people visiting Play Store, some of them actually need your app. Like they want to, for example, this budget tracker, some of them are having problem tracking their expenses and income and they kind of see it. They were not actually actively looking for it. They didn't go to Play Store to find your app because of the video budget tracker, but they actually need it. And they see your app and they download it. Oh, I need this shit. It's like going to a supermarket. You don't plan on buying something, but you actually need that store because you just saw it. I'll be like, oh, I'll be needing. I might need this thing at some point. I just download it, or you just buy it. And just stuff like that. That's how the real human being work. Oh. Don't go and start thinking and imagining something that is not. If you work against reality, you will just enjoy yourself. So just work with reality. So that's how stuff actually works, right? So you have to walk with the flow, follow the wheel that is already moving. Don't go against the wheel. If not, you will see shaggy on your own end. So if you pin Google Play pins your app there, majority that needs your app. Some people that needs your app, they need it, but they are not actively looking for it. Will download it. One, people, which is the majority that will download your app, are people that are saying, "Oh, this app is trending." Till now, as I'm talking to you, some people don't even know that those pinned app are sponsored apps. Some people think that it's trending apps, so they will actually download it. So they'll be like, "This app is what is trending." People actually download something because of you showed it to them. Some people actually buy something not because of they want to buy it. Some people actually buy something because of you showed it to them and advertise it and be like, buy this stuff and kind of convince them, or maybe just outrightly tell them to just buy this stuff. They don't actually need it, but because of it's trending or you're selling it, they will just buy, right? That's how it actually works in real life. Because of it's there, pinned over there, people will be like, yeah, this one that is sponsored or this one that is pinned over here. They'll just download it and start using your app without actually needing it for real life. Before you know it, they will start using your app normally. Before you know it, they will implement it in your day-to-day activities. Before you know it, that's how you actually get stuff. You have to force your app there. Don't actually wait for the algorithm to pull you up, because if you are waiting for the algorithm, it's not going to work. I'm telling you from real life experience. I'm not telling you from imagination. Force it down their throat. It's like forcing stuff down their throat, man. Yeah, they're not putting it there. And the majority will download it. Before you know it, in a space of time, you have thousands of download pouring in. People downloading your app. Before you know it, you have start having reviews. And if you start having downloads, I'm a witness. I actually download app that have downloads. If I go there and see like some people have downloaded the app, I'll download it. If I go to an app and I don't see the number of people that have downloaded the app, it will be feeling sketchy to me. You see where I'm going with this shit? So pin it there so that people will download it. If not for anything, let them just download the app. And the download will be counting there. Imagine if they go there like 50,000 download. That is actually a working app. Yeah. Some people will come with negative reviews. Even if your app is the best in this world, some people will come with negative reviews. Just bear that one in your mind. Some people are just negative, right? Some people will actually give you constructive reviews. Others will just give you negative reviews for the aim of let's just be fucking negative, which doesn't make any sense. Just ignore those people and move on. It's like YouTube. Some people will just give you negative comment. Just move on, man. You don't need that kind of energy, and you don't need to even bother yourself about those shit. So when your app count is going up and Google Play is putting your app over there and people are downloading it, you won't even take time to blow up and start making a lot of money with that app. Before you know it, the app will actually be in one of the higher ranking app. One thing about Play Store and any other Google algorithm is that if you are big, right? If you are big, you don't need to just forget about ad. Don't do ad again. Google will use their hand and place your app there and be like, yeah, this is what is trending. Just download this shit. You see the technical analysis behind this shit. It's not all about just let's make app. Making app is one side. Technical analysis of this shit is the other. So that's basically it. That's basically how it is. So I guess I've said a lot. Yeah, I've said a lot. And yeah, let's just round up because I don't think we have any other information to disperse at this moment. So that's basically everything you have to know about making your app and actually making money with your app and publishing it in Play Store. And for App Store, I can't say the same thing. You have to figure out how to upload and do those stuff in App Store. I'm not an Apple fan with all their misconduct and misbehavior. I don't give a fuck about anything they do. So I'm all in on Android development and all this shit. So if you actually developing app and ask me a question, if it's something I can help you. Obviously, if it is obviously about the development side, coding side with Kuso, and by coding side, I'll obviously help you because that's the totality of this course. But if it is about uploading on App Store and running as just count me out because I'm not an Apple fanboy, right? So that's how it is. That's the totality of this. And yeah, if you are still watching till now, yeah, cool. That's nice. That's the end. Like I'm still trying to figure out is there anything I'm missing, but there's nothing else. It's just trying to repeat what I've already said, which is kind of weird on my own end. So that's basically it. That's the totality of this whole shit. So go there and actually vibe code an app, not actually watch the tutorial and relax and say, or some people actually do it. I already have the tutorial so I can start vibe coding anytime I want. If you keep procrastinating, more things will be coming into your life that you have to attend to before you know it. You have to put that one in the archive, and that's the end of it. So actively start vibe coding apps, even if it's something small. right? So just start vibe coding and start uploading to Play Store and start, even if you don't want to start running ads and stuff, start giving a algorithm quantity. Give them quantity so that at some point they'll be like, yeah, I can't skip this guy, he's everywhere, man. So that's how it works, right? So but actually run that ads if you have opportunities to, it will scale you 500,000 times. I'm not even joking. Talking from experience. So thank you for watching the whole tutorial or the whole course till now. Thank you for following up. You will find this information useful. And as for those prompts, the prompt I use is starting this project, that's fine. I'm going to drop it in the link somewhere. Just in case you will be needing it. I don't think you'll be needing it, but for those that feel that actually need to use that prompt as a kind of bedrock to create your own or to directly use that prompt, because you're not doing the same application. Even if you are doing, unless you are doing, or even if you are doing, you have to actually still have your own workflow, right? So basically, I'm going to drop the app, the the file for you to actually use for your own development and for your own runtime. And that's it for uploading in Play Store, doing all those shit, the rules, what you have to avoid, how to create an app. That's the totality of what you need to know. So basically, so if thank you for watching, thank you for staying up till now, thank you for your adherence, and make sure you actually code. Don't just look at me, code, vibe code. It's not difficult. You're not actually learning JavaScript or Python. You're actually speaking English from AI, and AI is doing your job. It's like shouting to an assistant in an office or politely saying, talking to an assistant to actually execute a task for you. So just keep vibe coding and keep moving. It can only get better. Even like I said, like I learned two more things just by teaching this course. First of all is I supposed to do my UI um at the research stage. I couldn't have done my UI, like I just did like 80% of the back and I went back to do my UI. It was easy for me to navigate because obviously I've been coding for long, but for you it will be, you just put yourself in a pool of debugging that has no end in sight and you don't need that kind of a stuff. The second one is the unit test. Like I actually said in one of the, when I was recording the test for the tablet, or what I say the tab, yeah, the 14-inch tab. So keep that in mind though. If you are doing Android apps, focus on Android apps that this form factor, right? This portable mobile apps. If you want to do apps for tab, make sure you have a tablet to test it. And if you don't have a tablet, you can go to Samsung developer site. They have all their phones over there. You can choose a tablet and test it for free. This is why I like Android. This is the fucking reason I like they won't it, the only thing that is remaining for them is to call the assistant for you to, for them to see fit you to code their apps. Like they make things so easy for you. Like you keep asking. This is what an ecosystem is all about, actually. This is what a real ecosystem is all about. Not some group of people that their work is taking money from their victim. So that's it. That's it. I don't want to ramble about Apple. The more I ramble, the more I remember that they piss me off. So that's basically the end of this shit. Stay healthy, stay coding, stay uploading. Just make money with this vibe coding shit. If not, you don't waste all this time over here, all this effort. Don't waste it. Just make sure you have vibe coding app. See you, see you asking questions. See you making the wins. See you uploading apps.